Precision, the quality, condition or fact of being exact and accurate. And in this video, I'm going to help you achieve that. I'm going to give you some principles, tools and techniques to help you nail down precision in the execution of your footwork and your punches. Okay, before we get started, why don't you download your book, The Beginner Boxer Toolkit? Join the thousands of others who've downloaded this directly to their inbox. 68 pages, you get insights into how to set up your own home gym, how to build the right mindset, how to lay down your training regime, the 10 core skills with links out to videos. You also get how to build the 5 building blocks of power, 7 steps to speed, nail down your perfect bag session, and the 7 steps to super shadow boxing. There's loads in there. You'll come back to this again and again. There's a link down below, and I'll put a link up at the end of the video. Okay, my name's Fran Sands. Welcome to my boxing coach. Right, precision. Let's start. Footwork. When your footwork's wrong, everything's wrong. Now, it's really interesting. When I get beginners coming into this boxing club and I say, have you done any boxing before? They say, yeah, I've done some boxing. I've been in some boxing gyms or whatever. And then when I get them on shadow boxing, they do this kind of, the beginner scuttle, I call it. And they can't sort of stand still. Well, that's someone who's not really being coached a lot. That's someone who sees a boxer and thinks, oh, boxers are all about moving everywhere. And that's how it translates. And in fact, the opposite of true. So from the outset, I like to try and instill precision, which is why I've got this pattern laid down on the floor. You can lay this out in simple duct tape, okay? Quickly take you through. There's a center line. That center line gives us a point of reference. The line should always go from the front, the toe on your front foot to the heel on your back foot, so that gives you that offset, so that when you move forwards, backwards, left or right, that line always goes from the toe on the front foot to the heel on the back foot. Then there's another line either side of that, and they are fairly close. If you put your foot at 45 degrees, it's about that width, okay? So it's not a full foot, your foot is 45 degrees. So parallel lines either side of that. Then there's these 2 lines at the front. Again, parallel, running left to right, okay? About, again, 6 inches apart, everything small. And then there's these 2 lines coming off of 45 degrees. Same principle, the line will go from the toe on your front foot to the heel on your back foot, okay? So this is our little set square, if you like. This allows us to lay down some controls when we're doing our movement. Now, in any of our movements, if I want to move forwards or backwards, the key is make the movement small. That's actually more difficult than covering lots of ground. You get, again, beginners who will try and cover too much ground. So when I want you to move forwards and backwards, if I want you to move forward, you push off the back leg, front leg lifts, and you're simply moving that far, okay? And then we look down and we make sure the line remains from the toe on the front foot to the heel on the back foot. As you move forward, if that happens, okay, that's a lack of precision in the execution of the skill. If you move backwards and that happens, the front foot goes pointed towards the opponent, that's a lack of precision in the execution of the skill. That will break your style. This stuff, you get this wrong in these simple movements, everything else, it's like a snowball going down the hill. Everything else falls apart. The same when we go left or right. So if I want to go that way, I'm going to push off that leg. And again, small movements. I want to get it so that line's there. I don't want to do this. It's too far. You know, that's an unrealistic distance in a boxing ring. In a boxing ring, everything's short and precise. Bang, bang, little movements. And then you build up the ability to execute at speed. Maintain the stance configuration. Same principle. If I want to do a pivot, it's probably easier for me to pivot all the way around here. It's more difficult for me to pivot to the right. It's, even for an orthodox boxer, it's a bit more difficult to pivot that way anyway, much more natural to pivot that way. So if I'm going to pivot that way and I want to get to 45 degrees, I've got to be quite precise. Okay, see, even I was off there. So I need to adjust. There we go. So line on the floor going from the toe to the heel. Yeah. And again, during the execution, You don't want your body weight to go forward. That's a lack of precision. You don't want your front foot to stay still. Otherwise, you end up in a really weird position, and I can't explain how that is any use to anyone. If I'm going to go that way, to push off that leg. And again, your body weight collapses back onto your rear leg to get this right. So from there, push, and we check, and we're about right. So if you use something like this, simple pattern, roll of duct tape, what it costs you, $5-10, I don't know. It's dead simple. Lay it out. That's what allows you to master precision in footwork. So what about punching? Time for the exact and accurate. Avoid the simple faults. That's what we come down to. You know, I had an interesting quote the other week with some business guy said, look, it's too difficult to make brilliantly clever decisions week in, week out. It's too hard, you know, it's too much to consider. However, we can't avoid making dumb decisions, right? If you go through life, not necessarily making brilliant decisions every time you have a decision to make, but just avoid making stupid decisions, then you're going to be all right. It's the same type of principle here, okay? Let's take the jab. And I'm going to throw a jab, okay? There we go, straight out, straight back. Precision of execution. It's accurate, okay? It might fall short. Doesn't matter. Sugar Ray Leonard once said, not known to be a hard puncher, I'm known to be a consistent puncher. If the first one doesn't get you, the next one will. Never worry about a punch falling short. You'll get them with the next one. Worry about overreaching and the punch falling short, because the fact that you've overreached, a lack of precision in the skill, puts you in real danger. You're leaning all your body weight into an incoming punch. Bang! That can cause you real problems. But, you know, get the simple basics of the jab right. Goes out and back along the same line. Yeah? The guard arm stays in position. The elbow doesn't flare, right? We don't overbalance. We don't try and hit too hard. How do we know that you're executing that right? You know the common faults. Guard arm stays, out and back along the same line. Elbow doesn't lift. Okay, shoulders aligned to the opponent, to the target when the shot lands. How do you know you're doing that? You use a mirror. Right, we've got mirrors in this boxing gym. Just about to invest a lot more money in more mirrors. We want mirrors on pretty much every space on the walls. You lay this pattern down in front of a mirror. You can look in the mirror, and a coach colleague of mine says the mirror is your best coach. If you know what you're looking for, it's not about posing. It's not about seeing how big your biceps are or how veiny you can make your forearm when you clench your fist. And, you know, none of that matters. What matters is that you look at the mirror in the right way and you demonstrate precision in the execution of your jab. Because what you see in that mirror is what an opponent sees in you. Same principle with the backhand. Yeah? Drive off the back leg, rotate the hips, everything right. Do it side on, you'll be able to make sure you're not tilting your way forward. Precision in execution of the skill will lead to exactness and lead to accuracy and lead to maximum power, will lead to maximum chance of your punches landing. Once you can then, you've got the principles of avoiding the faults, you know, avoid making dumb decisions. That's our principle. You're avoiding the faults during the punching. You're then combining the punching with the footwork. So what I can do then is build that, because now, especially as a beginner, you're starting to overload your brain with lots of different fine actions, you know, with your body. So I want to move forward, jab there. I want to move backwards, jab there. Okay. So I'm combining the push forward with the jab. A more straightforward way of doing it is bang there, right? So you jab, step forward, and then bring the back foot back, or you can combine the two. What matters is that you maintain the position of the feet, and you look at the mirror and you make sure the elbow isn't flaring, and then you repeat and you repeat and you repeat and you repeat, and you get it right. You work today, you come back tomorrow, you work again. You lay this out in front of a mirror, that's your best chance of ensuring accuracy, exactness, precision of execution, and success. I'm going to stop. Don't forget, go download your book, The Beginner Boxer Toolkit. Click the link, drop an email, and I'll get it emailed out to you. Okay. Look after yourself. I'll see you in the next video.